What's happening? This is Tom, NerdRemix.com. I have a review of, and I was really looking forward to this movie. I had read a lot of the pre-release hype on it. I didn't really talk to anybody that saw it when it was in cinemas. The trailer looked very cool, and I really wanted to check this out. The Last Exorcism. Okay? Not really an independent feature, but it wasn't a big studio feature either. Lionsgate picked it up, put it out. I was let down. I'm going to tell you right now, this review is going to contain some spoilers, so, you know. Movie is directed by Daniel Stamm, written by Huck Botko and Andrew Gerland, right? It stars Ashley Bell as Nell. I thought I recognized her from a Harry Potter movie. It didn't happen. Patrick Fabian plays Cotton Marcus, the exorcist, the minister. The dad is played by Louis Hertham, who was, I can't remember what he was in, but he was in something. Basically, the movie, Patrick Fabian plays Cotton Marcus. He's an exorcist. He has been because his dad was a minister. He's a minister and a pretty charismatic guy. He had this ancient book that his dad had a couple hundred years old or whatever. Listed all kinds of demons and stuff. Turns out he's a sham. He's a charlatan. He basically does exorcisms on people who are sick in the head, and you know, he gives them some relief through faith and whatever. He gets called to this rural Louisiana house where Nell is, played by Ashley Bell. She's supposedly the possessed person. Her dad Louis is there. Her brother Caleb, who turns out to be a jerk ass, and following around Cotton Marcus is a documentary film crew about exorcisms. Right? They're following him around, and that's how this movie is shot. It's shot in the same vein as kind of I think Blair Witch Project without the crappy film work, Cloverfield almost, but this is actually a documentary film crew, so it's pretty professional. Iris Barr plays the sound woman, I believe. You might remember her from the Poughkeepsie tapes if you've seen that. It hasn't been released, but I've seen it. Shh. And good movie, up until a point. It takes you forever to get into it. He goes and performs the exorcism. He shows you some of his tricks, like the smoking cross, and he wires up things so things shake, because he really wants to convince people. I mean, I think his heart's in the right place. He really wants to convince people that, you know, he's performing a service, that he's exorcising demons, but he doesn't really believe in demons. You kind of question his faith in God at one point, too. But it turns out he performs an exorcism on her. They think it's where everybody's fine. He goes to a hotel for the night. Girl shows up at his hotel room, Nell. She's all freaked out. She pukes, and they take her to the hospital, find out she's pregnant. They think the dad's doing something with her. Meantime, they find out her dad pulled her out of church, pulled her out of school, and has been homeschooling her ever since her mom died and all this stuff and that. Find out she's pregnant. They think dad did the incest. Turns out there's this kid that works at a diner. Okay, fine and good. He performs a second exorcism. There's actually some pretty creepy moments that you think maybe this girl is really possessed. Then they pull a second exorcism, right? He does it, and I think he really, you know, thinks that he got through to her this time. Dad kind of goes nuts. There's some gunplay involved. They leave. They stop at the diner that this kid works at. Turns out this kid's gay. He met this girl last year, only talked to her briefly, at a party held by her former pastor, who said he hasn't seen her in 3 years. The plot thickens. They go back, and this is the big letdown ending. The local minister is running a satanic cult with all the fucking little kids, or teenagers in the area, and she's pregnant with a demon baby. They got dad tied up. They pull the demon baby out of her, throw it into a fire. A big demon comes out. The pastor goes after her. Film crew gets cut up, and yeah. This movie had potential, but it sucked. I wanted to check it out because it had Eli Roth's name on it, and I like some of his stuff, even though I heard he's a creeper who likes to try to pick up chicks to bang on Facebook and stuff. But this movie sucked. It was a big letdown. All the cool moments are in the trailer. I will say, I will cop to this. There was one jump scare in it that made me jump, and that's hard to do. But all in all, stay away from this movie. I give it maybe a 3 out of 10. It could have been cool. Should have been cool. They wrapped it up with a stupid twist ending, which would have been fine if that would have been something that was going on. The pacing drags its feet like nobody's business. It held my interest. My wife was out of it in 10 minutes. She did not like it. I watched it because I wanted to see what was going to happen. I was like, okay, they're working towards something cool here. And for a moment, you think they are. And then they fuck it up. And the ending is a train wreck. And I'm sorry I had all these spoilers in this review, but I had to tell you how shitty of a movie this is. Eli Roth should be ashamed of himself for having his name on this. Daniel Stamm shouldn't get a budget like this to make a movie again. All the acting's pretty good, but like I said, hokey as fuck on the story, and yeah, stay away from it. 3 out of 10. I'm Tom, nerdremix.com. Thanks. Support independent cinema, but don't support steaming piles of shit like this. Thanks.